Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 updates you need to know before you lodge your tax return this year. As you all know, I'm not a financial advisor, so make sure you do your own research. This is my research, so I'm just sharing with you. So, if this is your first time planning to lodge your tax return by yourself, there are 2 things that you need: your myGov account and your tax file number. Now, the stepping stone or the first step is creating your myGov account, and if you don't have your account yet, I have a small tutorial on how to create your myGov account in the description box below. Make sure you check that out. So there are a few updates that's done this year, which are I kind of like them, and I'm happy I'm sharing it with you. Let's move on to the first update. Now, as you all know, our taxable income is not the total income that we earn. We don't pay our tax on, say, 50,000 we earn, as a whole, but there is a particular way we actually calculate taxable income. So it's actually a difference between your gross income and your deductions. So your deduction also includes your tax-free threshold, which is 18,200. For example, you have earned 50,000 this year, in this financial year, like in the whole year, and your deductions are say 5,000. I have a few notes here, that's why I'm looking down. So if your deductions are 5,000 this year and your fixed tax-free threshold is 18,200, so what you'll do is to calculate taxable income, it'll be 50,000 minus deduction plus your tax-free threshold. So the difference will be, how much is it? 26,800. So you only paying tax for 26,800, not the 50,000 as a whole. So the update on this point is that you have to declare your job seeker or your job keeper payment that you received because of COVID this year, or in this financial year basically, or if you have received any dividends from any stocks, shares, capital gains, from cryptocurrencies, anything. You have any type of income, whether you have received any cash, dividend, capital gains from your employer, or you did Uber, any type of income, you have to include everything in there. And last year, as you might all know, the government allowed early release of superannuation. That you don't have to include, so do not include your early release of superannuation in your income category, your taxable income, but other things you have to include. Point number 2 is the tax threshold bracket. Now, the government has updated the tax threshold bracket. I've made a slide about this, so please check it out. Now, the third update is about the payment summary, which is now known as income statement. And you know how if we were working 2-3 jobs before, we had to follow up with our employer and wait for that payment summary, and our employer would give us the payment summary, and then we would go to lodge our tax return. But now, from now onwards, I think it was implemented from last year itself, but from this year it's like compulsory thing that all the employers will have to submit the income statement directly to ATO. So we don't have to follow up with our employer. No more hassles, by the way. The fourth update is about deduction, and you know that this is my favorite topic. Now, before I present a long list of deductions to you, I want to give shout out to all the people who've subscribed to my channel and have supported me. Thank you so much, guys. And those who want to support me, please subscribe to my channel. And I want to know if you guys are liking my content or not, so please comment. And there's something that I've learned. I want to know who all are supporting me, so please type cheers in the comment section if you want me to know that you are supporting my channel. Thank you so much. Let's move on to deductions. So the first one is the car expense. Now, if you are traveling from work to home and home to work, the cost is not covered. It's not deductible, you cannot claim for it. But if you're working, say, 2-3 jobs, you know how for example, agency nurses, they sometimes work 2-3 jobs, or 2-3 shifts, two shifts in a single day. So if you're going from one job area to another job area, then the cost of that travel, you can record it and you can actually claim deductions on that. The second deduction is from phone and internet bill. For example, if you use your phone or your internet for your work purpose, if you're working from home, or it could be, say, you are doing some e-learning, which is a part of your job and it's like a compulsory thing, and then you are doing that at home. So the internet that you used for that particular work, you can calculate the time and calculate, say, 25% of your phone bill or 25% of your internet is used for your work related thing, so you can claim deduction on that as well. So according to ATO, you can claim up to $50 without presenting any record. The third deduction is from the clothing expenses. Now, as a nurse, I wear compression stockings because I have to stand like 9.5 hours, sometimes 10 plus hours in a day when I'm working. So I don't want to get deep vein thrombosis or varicose veins, so I wear compression stockings while I'm working, and we have particular nursing shoes that we're supposed to wear, so I can claim deductions on that. For you, if you're working, say, in a hospitality industry and you have to, say, wear a particular apron or things like that, and because of COVID, there are so many places wherein you have to wear personal protective garments, equipments, so you can claim deductions on all of that, but it has to be your work specific clothing or work specific say protective garments or equipments. So if it is work related, you can claim deduction on that. The fourth deduction is from laundry and maintenance. According to ATO, you can claim up to $150 without showing any record for this purpose. A lot of the organizations, they actually reimburse you for your laundry. So if the scene is like that, if you are getting reimbursements, please don't claim deductions. But if you're not getting reimbursement and you have your work uniform that you have to wash by yourself or use detergent and washing machine or whatnot, then claim deduction. You can claim deduction on that. The fifth deduction is from self-education related to the job. As you all know, I'm doing a post-grad, and recently I also did ACLS course, which is Advanced Cardiac Life Support course, which costed me $500, $550 or something. So any cost related to any courses that I do to enhance my work, because I'm already working as a nurse, so I can actually claim deduction on that. So I can claim deduction on the course that I did. I can claim deduction on my post-grad fees, my stationery, my student amenities fees. If I'm using my laptop for my studies, then any depreciation or decline in value, there's a special calculator, depreciation calculator available, which I can leave a link below. So you can actually claim that decline in value as well, because as you use your say laptop for your studies, as the time passes, the value of it decreases as well, isn't it? So you can actually claim all of that, and this year, because I'm doing postgrad, that number is gonna go up a little bit. I'm excited about it. The sixth deduction is from work from home. As you'll know, a lot of people are working from home because of the COVID. Teachers, engineers, IT people, lots of them. I wish nurses could work from home. Maybe the tutors can work from home. But yeah, a lot of people are working from home, so you can actually have a lot of deductions done. So government has given 3 different methods for those deductions. The first one is shortcut method, wherein you can actually claim for 80 cents per hour. But you need to have like a logbook maintained, or a record maintained as to how many hours you're working, so that you get covered for that. So that includes all your utilities and everything. It includes everything. The second one is your fixed rate method, wherein you get paid 52, is it right? 52, yes, 52 cents per hour. The third method is the actual cost method. So if you think that, okay, that 80 cent or 52-hour thing doesn't cover all the costs that I've, invested, then maybe go for the actual cost method, wherein you calculate all your utilities, all your expenses, everything that you've spent. So if you work from home after March or from March 2020, then you can use that shortcut method. But for any other, you can use fixed rate or actual cost method. Now, the seventh deduction is from the fees you must have paid to your tax agent last year, or any union fee, any registration fee, if you've updated your first aid, anything related to say Okra card renewal, all these renewals that you've done, or any fees paid for tax affairs. So you can claim deductions on that. The eighth deduction is from any gift or donation above $2 that you've given to any organization or any relief fund, and you have a receipt for that. The ninth deduction is from personal super contribution. This is something new that I have learned. It was already there for ages, I guess, but it was me who didn't know much about it, although a lot of people have given me information about it before. So let me share with you. Super contributions can be concessional and non-concessional, but I'm only going to be talking about concessional super contributions in this video. So you know how your employer pays a certain amount of super in every pay that gets deposited in your super fund, and that's like your pension sort of thing. So with the personal contribution, if you have contributed more than what your employer has already contributed to your fund, then that is tax deductible. But there are a few things that you need to do for that. There is a cap that is available. So for example, in the concessional, the cap is 25,000. So if your employer has, say, deposited 15,000 this year, you can deposit 10 more thousand to not cross that cap beyond that 25,000, and you can actually claim deduction for that. For this purpose, you need to provide notice of intent to claim for personal super contribution to ATO. So you need to provide this form to ATO, then only you can claim deduction from that. So the benefit of this is you will only be taxed 15% instead of your other tax threshold rates. Say for example, if it is 32.5% for me, but if I have contributed a certain amount in my super, then I will only be taxed 15% if I've given that notice to ATO, only 15% instead of that 32.5%. So that is your tax saving if you do it that way. I actually have done a little bit of personal contribution to my super, thanks to David who actually suggested me about this last year. Last year I didn't have money, I was paying off my loan, so didn't do it. But this year I have started contributing a little bit, so that way I can save a little bit of tax and I can save for something. Let's move on to the final update for this video, which is number 5, tax offsets. So in my video from last year, I discussed 3 main tax offsets. I came to know about one more tax offset. So the first tax offset is low income super tax offset. Now this particular offset is the amount of money that the government pays to your super fund, not to yourself in the tax return, but to your super fund if you are earning equal to or less than 37,000. So what happens exactly here is whatever is your concessional contribution, which could be from your salary sacrifice or your personal contribution or the contribution provided by your employer to your super fund. So 15% of that 15% of your total concessional contributions is provided by the government in your super fund. So the range is between, you can get from $10 to $500. So you won't get more than $500. That's the maximum amount, but at least it's something, right? There is an eligibility criteria though. Check the link below for checking if you are eligible for this offset. The second tax offset is known as zone tax offset. It is available to people who live in regional or remote Australia. Now, for this, you need a particular calculator, zone tax offset calculator, which I have linked below. And depending on where you live, you get a certain amount of money. The third tax offset is low income tax offset. Now, this is an updated one. Last year, the numbers, the figures were different. Check this slide that's coming up next. Next tax offset is low and middle income tax offset. Now, for those people who earn up to $126,000, they are still eligible for this particular tax offset. Please follow this next slide to see your tax offset. The last tax offset that I want to talk about is private health insurance rebate. Now, there are certain criteria for this. You need to have a Medicare for you to be eligible and to claim this. So this is the amount of money that the government contributes in order to pay your insurance premiums. Now, if you are not eligible for private health insurance rebate, that means you don't have a Medicare, right? And if you are overseas student or overseas visitor, then you can claim for Medicare levy exemption. Depends on how many days you have lived in Australia. You have to calculate those number of days, and then you can actually claim for the exemption. Why pay for something that you have not gained facility from? So this was all about tax return. Make sure you have all your receipts in place in order for you to claim your tax return, because you know that if your deduction claim for deductions are high, the government's gonna ask you, it is gonna ask you for those records. So always have them by your side or take a picture. And the other thing is the due date is October end. So make sure you claim your tax or you lodge your tax before October. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. If you like my video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you next week. Make sure you make good use of your tax return money. I will share with you when I receive my tax return as to what I did with that. But it's always a very special time of the year for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please keep motivating me by subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to write cheers in the comment section below so I know you are part of my tribe. Thank you so much, guys. Again, love you. Bye bye. See you in the next video.